Omega Sin! It doesn't have quite the same ring that Super Mario does whenever he starts up on the little screen on Super Mario 64, but still I at least gave it my best shot. So there's a fan project that's happening right now with a whole bunch of developers behind it trying to go and recreate the entirety of Super Mario 64 in high definition for the masses. And this is a big-time project. It's a big-time undertaking in general. Just imagine a game as big as Super Mario 64. One of the games that I consider one of the pillars, most important games within the foundation of gaming history. At least that's my humble opinion. Also, one of my all-time favorite games. I played that game through and through thick and thin, up, down, left, right, whatever the fuck, contra code, something like that. But this right now is happening. I got to watch some of the early footage that they've shown off about this, and I had seen a little bit of information about it quite a while back, and recently this had shown up again with even more footage. It looked like a whole lot later footage that's being done, and on top of that there was a recent interview on IGN with one of the main developers behind the game, just talking about certain aspects of the game, such as the inclusion of multiplayer, which, if anybody who was following Super Mario 64 a long time ago, they wanted to make a Super Mario 64 2 that was going to include multiplayer and a whole bunch of other shit, where you can go and run around as Luigi and yada yada yada. They included something like that in the Nintendo DS version, which was a semi-sort of port slash remake slash update in a lot of ways, with extra little challenges and updated textures, and then there was a multiplayer mode which was separate from the main game, but was still there, and it was pretty damn neat. I actually liked the DS version a bunch. There was a lot of people who tried shitting on it, but considering that this was on the Nintendo DS, I thought it was amazing. And fans have actually said that they wanted to see things included from the Nintendo DS version into this, and it looks like they have a completely separate team working on that specifically, so we will actually see that. So multiplayer is being worked on, the DS exclusives are being included as well, and they even said that they were including little Easter eggs and extras for anybody, you know, if you follow the game series, you'll see that and you'll be like, oh my god, I fucking know them all! So I actually think that's pretty badass. I'm hoping for maybe some Super Mario RPG references just for sheer shits and giggles, because fuck it, why not? And many of the things that we've come to know and love, maybe some creepypasta stuff just for the sheer hell of it. But looking at the game, I thought it looked fucking amazing. The little opening cinematic that they had for it, it's like, that is badass as shit. But then I also had all this immense absolute fucking fear that Nintendo was going to come in and break out the ungodly banhammer and be like, shut this project down! And I was like, no, don't do that, because there's many fan projects that have come and gone, unfortunately. Some of them have gone specifically only because nobody worked on it anymore, and luckily that's not the case with this, because they said that they have literally too many people that want to go and work on this, and I think that's great. And as a matter of fact, if something like this ends up doing very well, I mean, if anything, this should be a note to the big companies that there is a large interest in these sorts of things. I mean, how many times have we all said at one point or another for old school games that we want to see an up-to-date remake? Like, not just, you know, an HD transfer or anything like that. I mean, like a flat-out, balls to the fucking wall, from beginning to end remake. You know, and I can think of countless games I would love to see that done with. Just updates, you know? Because porting the same version over and over again is all fine and good, but just imagine what you can do with the architecture and technology that's available now to things that essentially are classics and are basically timeless. Though certain aspects of them aren't exactly going to translate as well, considering, you know, all the different things that have changed throughout the course of history within gaming. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I love projects like this. I really do. And I'm hoping not only does it go well, but I just want to see them do even more with it. Like, I want to go and check this out. They don't have a release date scheduled for this whatsoever. They didn't announce anything like that because, I mean, it's a fan project, so you don't really know how long it's going to take to do every single thing, because this is literally all being done for free. Fans are just pouring their love into it because it's something that they believe in. And that's why I like stuff like this. That's why I've always endorsed anytime that somebody was trying to get a team together to translate Japanese-only games to go and release them. Like, whenever they were trying to go and get Final Fantasy Type 0 done, and Square Enix was pretty much just being like, nope, we're not going to release it. Now they officially are, but there was fans working tirelessly, holy fuck, I'm getting tongue-tied, but working on that all the time just to get it out there so fans could go and experience it. That's dedication. I mean, whenever fans will do something that the big companies won't, if anything, if I was one of the bigger companies, I would take note of these individuals and be like, do you want a job? Like, I would throw them a bone. Like, look, if you're that dedicated, we'll give you a fucking job. Especially if you have the expertise and the skill set to be able to do something like this, to craft a game that's essentially what we would consider a AAA caliber game that would net us tons of fucking money, and tons of fans out there would be grateful for such a thing to be made available. Why not? You know, but I'm thankful that something like this is happening, especially to a game like Super Mario 64, and it just makes you wonder what else could be on the horizon for it. I'm still always just itching for a Castlevania Symphony of Night remake done with the graphic stylings of like Blaze Blue / Guilty Gear / the Persona Arena games. So if that could ever happen and include all the stuff from the Sega Saturn version, and then maybe some stuff from Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow, just throwing that out there, Konami, that would be fucking super. Lords of Shadow is cool and all, but Symphony of Night is where it's at. That shit is the fucking bees needs and radical tits to the fucking goddamn peaks. But, you know, all remakes aside, thoughts and feelings on this? I mean, I've already showcased a video of some of the stuff that I've included, and I know a lot of people had said, you know, well, I don't like the way that, you know, this looks and that looks, but a lot of that seemed like it was relatively early, and it seemed like they were rips, like the Mario 64, the Mario actual character model looked like it was ripped from Super Smash Bros. Melee more than likely, or Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I couldn't really tell, but that's what it looked like to me. And, you know, I'm hoping that everything will be super colorful, but looking at the opening cinematic, that seems like what they're going for overall as the final design, is keeping true to the actual look and feel of the game, just, you know, dazzled up and all super fucking pretty and shit, you know, like Super Mario Galaxy or some stuff like that. But either way, I can't wait for it. And is there any other game remakes out there that you all know about that need to be getting more attention? I know that there's a Resident Evil 2 remake, and that looks fucking amazing. I still can't download it though. I tried numerous times to go and download it, just wouldn't happen, but you know, what the fuck can you do? Either way, this is Awful Omega Sin. As always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on and get in or get out. I love those commercials. They were pretty badass.